remember, you and I is all we've got. Together, hey, there ain't Just remember, you and I is all we've got. Together, hey, there ain't Just remember, you and I is all we've got. Together, hey, there ain't Just remember, you and I is all we've got. Together, hey, there ain't Just remember, you and I is all we've got. Together, hey, there ain't
Some say Formula One isn't really a sport. What sport has stadiums that span seas? Or revels in driving rain, blazing sun, and blackest night? What sport makes even Vegas stop and stare? Sure, we have passing and curveballs and even the odd dive. But for us, the back of the net is no place to be. Breakpoint is rarely an advantage, and halftime, we do it in no time. Our kit saves lives, Our goals change futures. Our slam dunks echo around the world. And our big game, we do it 23 times a year. This is no ordinary sport. This is Formula One.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Round 14 in China this week. A brand new, well, not a brand new track, a track that we don't normally race around. And
14.
Michel Trev back on comms with myself.
Big question, first of all. Let's get this out the way straight away. Have you missed me, Ollie? You have, haven't you? You missed me. Ollie.
Thrilled.
Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? Hello?
Absolutely thrilled
Good.
that you are back and feeling better is the main thing.
Thankfully.
Good evening, everyone. Hello, BitLakeBerry. Normal viewing has resumed this week. It has done. Thank you for covering last week. It is appreciated, as mentioned before. And Matt has missed your Scottish accent, and I'm sure your kind words.
Yeah. I mean, I might even go easy on him for the first 5 minutes tonight, but, you know. We'll see. We'll see.
So we do have, it should be about 15, 16 drivers just waiting. The ready up has been given. The timer is ticking down. You cannot see, but we, like we said before, this is the penultimate race. I believe it is, yeah, penultimate race. It is round 14.
Yes, it is.
So we have one race after this, and I believe it is. I'm going to say Silverstone.
Yes, it is.
I believe, yes, we are. We are finishing at Silverstone next week before going on to F1 24. But this week it is China. It is a track that we don't race a lot. It wasn't in our race last season, was it?
No, it was in the one before, though, because it was definitely in the last one that I raced in.
Yeah,
because it was wet. It was absolutely.
Do you know what? I remember that one. That was towards the end of.
Yes, it dried
the realistic
up towards
season
the end.
where I was in the Red Bull, and that was the season before last in realistic.
Yes,
so yeah, we haven't actually raced it for probably nearly a calendar year.
Yes. So that was one of my most finest moments because it was so wet, and with me using traction control, it's the only time I was ever able to actually keep dodos behind me for about 10 laps. Because I could just get away on coming out the corners, I could just go, and then it dried up, and I literally was then like losing 5 seconds a lap to him once he changed on his dry tires. And I was like, huh, okay, maybe I'm not doing as well as I thought I was.
So on your screens you will see the updated equal tables. We have Kenyon leading the way, with Hound trying to apply pressure from behind in P2, and J7 is finished off the top 3. He's got Mikey for company quite close behind. There's quite a few drivers behind that are all pushing to try and get into that top 3. McLaren leading the way with just over 20-point gap on 379, to Ferrari who on 353. And then again, a little bit of a gap down to Alfa Romeo in P3. Haas trying to sneak into the top 3. They're hoping the drivers of Cedric and Vale will be making a good performance in the last couple of races. And then there's a little bit of a battle in the middle pack. Most of them from P5 down to P10 are just over 30 points separating P4 and P10.
So dry in all sessions, Matt has told us.
Very, very good. Never knew what you're going to get around China. Sometimes it could be, well, this just mentioned earlier,
Yes.
very much a potential of rain, but the track is dry. Or the session will be dry, even though J7 is out on the wets.
Also, because I'd forgotten, because I do see that he's now just put it in the stream chat, Matt decided to tell me last night, I mean, second last race of the season on this game, and he's decided that he might try no traction control tonight.
Nah,
Don't ask
he's
me
not
what.
doing that, surely.
It makes
He can't
no
even drive
logical
with full traction control.
It makes no sense. It's like, why do use it all season and then with 2 races to go think, nah, I might just sack this off.
Around here as well, I think it's one of these tracks as well, which is just, there's some parts of the track that just don't have any grip around China.
Well, if Matt just heard that, you can guarantee he's just went and put traction control back on.
I think it might be. Is he out? No, it's the Hound is out. So not much has changed really for China over the years. It's still one of those tracks. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got some of those long sweeping corners and heavy braking zones, some tight twists and turns.
I thought you were going to go political here when you started off. Not much has changed in China over the years. I thought you were going to say it's still a communist state, but no.
To be fair, that's exactly that. That's still a true statement, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not much has changed over the years of China. The track and its government officiated country, shall we say. We are going to stay on board with JXC. He is the second one round, but he is on the softs compared to the wets ahead. So we'll see a proper indication around here. As you go into turn 1, very, very fast, and it's that awkward right-hander where it just like, you have to get the right angle to get that car pointing in the right direction and the power down. Otherwise, you can get pushed so wide on it and you just lose a lot of speed as well. It's awkward to get right.
As announced, he's only going medium traction control tonight, which I thought he was already doing.
It's still a big step, to be fair. If you're going off the full onto medium, it can feel like you've got none at all. But it's still a big learning. Lots of variance in the corners around China. Sector 2 almost looks like a little bit of a roller coaster when you look at the track map. There's lefts, rights, hooks, heavy braking as well. And then you go into sector 3 after coming around that horseshoe, then you've just got an absolute, probably apart from Las Vegas, it's got to be one of the longest original straights on the calendar, I would have thought, along with Mexico.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not sure which is the longer of the two, to be fair.
I would have thought Mexico might be, but there's got to be not much in between them.
No.
It's the final corner. Very, very difficult to get it done and correct in that final corner. If you can validate, very easy on the right hand side. 131.9 for JXC. And then that is a McLaren. I think that is Johnny. It is Johnny about to cross the line. He invalidated this and next. That's probably invalidation on the right hand side, I would have thought. That's where it can get you.
So, results dependent. Tonight could be the night that Lewis Kenyon becomes 4 times equal champion.
So you're telling me we need to get the Chinese officials to drop a bomb?
Well, that or cut his brake lines One of the two. A bomb might be a little bit too severe, but you know.
I don't know off the top of my head what he needs and what others need. So it's going to take a lot of working out, I think. He's got to obviously beat Hound because the gap between him and Hound, or Hound underneath, is too big. JT Blitz 132.695. Cars moving over for slowing cars behind. Standboard with Night Owl. In the Williams round, our turn. I don't know if that counts as a continuous turn around turn 1. It was turn 1 into 2.
There's a lot of people I jump on board with have invalidated.
Yeah.
So, me thinking track limits could be an issue again tonight.
Billy Barry, DNF. Prediction, Blitz to DNF. He's done quite well recently, Blitz. I'll give him his credit. We'll take a little bit of a mick here and there, but he seems to have finished a lot more races recently than he crashed before. There's no doubt. Down the back straight, definitely part of the track that if you can get a toe going right and get the toe right, it will be hugely beneficial to anyone. Might see it later on in qualifying. As it stands, we do lose one person. There's 16 on the grid. Quite a few drivers still remaining in the pits as Night Owl goes up to P2, 132.044. JXC still leading the way just. I think that is Jono, but he did invalidate on his previous attempt. It looks like he's going now.
Yes, I think he is.
Runs a little bit wide, and then the correction of the car as he comes down the back straight. That's going to cost a little bit of time. I think that's the biggest thing, Barry, is anyone can show a half decent sort of pace on their day. It's the consistency which really scores you the points, I find, in league racing. The ones that turn up every week and don't make a mistake, even though they're not the fastest, generally score consistently and can really bump you up the table.
John goes to P4 with a 134.6.
On board with Rusted Bolt, Williams driver. Starts sector 3 into that loopy left-hander. Reminds me, this corner, this part of the track, of like Spain.
It's this corner here that he's on now.
Yeah.
That's the one I always used to struggle with.
It's hard. You've just got to pick your turning as well as the right, pedal pressure on your speed.
Yeah.
It could get difficult. Definitely on your full fuel runs, because that's when it varies drastically compared to qualifying.
And as you said earlier, just a slight error around that, and then that's you compromised for the whole of that straight.
Absolutely. Rusty Bolt up to P3, just behind his Williams teammate. Let's go down to Anfo. He has pulled out of his lap. So we'll jump up to the driver in P8, Raza. Raza TikTok, we call him. Goes into the corner we just spoke about, trying to pick that turning point and the right power. Keeping the car consistent, power down, and then open it right up as you come down that straight. Nothing there stopping you now. It's just as much power and as much ERS as you can get going down here. DRS has been fully open, heavy braking into that hairpin. He rides that very, very nicely, cutting a lot of the corner. Definitely, he has a little bit of a slide as he catches that yellow sausage curb on the left hand side, but it's up to 132.3. JXZ still sitting on the top. Get on board with Matt in sector 2 then.
Mantle comes around to put a time in soon, I would hope. When is he? He's
And he's gone. Matt has gone. Matt has gone, and his wheel is gone.
Well,
It lasted, I would say, half a lap. Not even that. Maybe just over half a lap. And that Ferrari driver and the car, we will back to the garage. And he'll be getting a good telling off. And he'll be going into his settings and putting full traction back on.
yes. To be fair, Alan did call it on the stream at the very beginning. You're going to DNF tonight, Matt. So the big question is he still going to go with no TC for the last race? Matt has profoundly put oops into the stream chat.
Ferrari debrief going on now. So that means everyone now on... I don't think they even have to set a time. I always forget this. Because
no,
we've had a 1 DNF, I'm pretty sure they don't even have to set a time. And they will be automatically into... Because Matt hasn't set a time.
Yeah, I would just say go round, put a lap in, and then
Poodle in. Get
poodle
your
in the
time in.
pits and- yeah.
Yeah. Just because Matt hasn't set a time at all, that means any valid time will be good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Who have we got? Monsieur Dodos, Mr. Saturday in the Williams. J7 goes 131.4. Just 3/10 quicker than Hound in P2. 9 hours of the tyre in the pits. He's happy with the 132. He will be safely through into Q2.
Matt has just confirmed that he will not be going to no TC next week. I mean, he also claimed that he's not that stupid, but that bit's debatable.
There's Dodo's round the final, well, around the second to last corner. Coasting it round right on the absolute limit as he crosses the line for a new fastest 131.364.
Do you know who we're going to be waiting on at the end here?
Cedric.
Sid.
I'm fairly sure he's probably sitting there debating his life at the moment. I know what he's like because he's probably rushed around, got in, and now he's just thinking, oh. Through driver in P13 as it stands. He comes into the last sector. Open the car right up down the back straight. Long straight now. See where the car tips. It's top speed. It's hitting 205 miles an hour before the braking zone. Clipping that inside curb beautifully before opening it up, and then you've just got to get this part of the track right. Probably one of the hardest ones on the track. Validation is so easy on the right hand side. P9. Who have we got ahead? That is not Kenyon. Kenyon's pulled out. Let's say you just need to cross the line.
Silla's coming up to the end of his lap.
Where's that? Retired in the pits. Happy. There should be. Everyone will be through as long as you don't crash.
Silla's taking this, just putting a slow time to hard. He's 102 miles an hour down the straight.
Flat out for that Aston Martin driver. Picking up the G's as he goes down. Anpro wasn't a 132 on Inters, mate. It was a 132 on Sottis because he swapped to Inters while being in the pits. It just posts what current tyre you are on. Kenyon with a 201. Oh, finally Cedric comes out. I mean on track, not the closet. Still waiting for that. So realistically, he is the only driver.
Yeah, he just needs to go. That's all he's got to do.
Tell you now that he's not used to this track whatsoever. His outlap looks a little bit of a mess. Right on board with him. Stay on board with the Haas driver then. He's probably realistically going to be the last one with 30 seconds on the clock. Absolutely flying. Game's giving him purple sector 1. I can tell you that is not true.
Let's just hope he doesn't invalidate.
Yeah, I'm not sure what will happen if he invalidates,
Yeah,
if he will go through or not.
That's what I'm thinking.
I honestly don't remember. I always do this to myself. We see it, but then I never remember.
Yeah. Go, yeah, you see it. You must remember that for next time.
Yeah.
And then probably forget. Wait till you get your 50s, mate. That happens with everything. It's more embarrassing when it comes to going to the toilet. Like, what am I doing with this in my hand again?
It's more worry when someone else has got to do it in their hands.
Oh, it's hands will be a fine.
There you go, Sid. Round the penultimate corner. It's all just got to make sure you keep it within the track limits round this left-hand side. Does very, very easy. Obviously took a lot of cares across the line. 134 dead. That will signal the end of Q1. Everyone through, apart from the stranded Ferrari that we saw in the wall. The driver makes his way slowly back to the pit lane. And probably a good telling off by the Ferrari team. So as Dodos leads the way in Q1, we're just going to take a short break and we'll be back in a second. Welcome back. We are back in Q2. 15 drivers in. One was out.
Who was that?
Don't know.
I
Can't
forget.
remember. It was a short-lived lap.
Yeah.
I think it lasted 4 corners. I'm sure he's off now practicing on TT, to be honest, just to get some.
Get his eye back in.
Yeah. Anyway, we're on board with the only remaining Ferrari driver, that is Hound. Everyone will be on softs now. It's when the real business starts. We will lose 5 drivers. Anyone from P15 down to P11 we will lose. Top 10 going through to Q3. There's some mixed bags. I couldn't tell you who would really go out. There'd be a couple on the tip of my tongue to go out, but I won't be able to tell you the rest if I'm honest. There's a lot of fast drivers here. So how does the first one cross the line into the sweeping turn 1? And some corrections from the Ferrari drivers. It comes round turn 2 at the end of sector, well, triggering at the end of sector 1 is currently the fastest time on the grid as at the start. Track becoming very, very busy, nice and early. Something that you'd normally expect to see in Q2. These are the ones that really matters.
You never see anybody on intros in Q2 when they drive.
No.
It's funny that.
There's quite a few around here, so we're looking at 131, 132 as an average per lap. So you're looking at probably at least a couple of runs. Most will be on the scrubbed tyre. I'll tell you what we're doing anyway. Yeah, Pound cross the line 131.8. They are 13%. Raza in P2 132.353. They are also scrub sets. We have JXC coming around the final couple of corners now. I can't see his tyre wear, but he has gone P1 131.796. They could potentially be softs looking at the driver behind, or they could be scrubs, not sure. Jono 134.7. And then it will be down to Mikey as the next driver. And McLaren ahead is Kenyon on an outlap. Mikey is improving in sector 1 and 2. They are purples in those sectors. Around the final corner we should be looking at a new fastest lap of the Q2. We're not. He's lost a lot of time in sector 3. He had a purple sector 1 and 2. Only a green sector 3. And who else have we got? I think coming in. Kenyon is at the end of sector 1, so that means Anfo is further ahead.
So yeah.
Kenyon has just set a purple sector 1, just pipping Mikey's time by 0.076. I'm on board with Anfo. Setting personal best around every sector as it goes. So he comes up across the line and goes P4. So we will go back to Kenyon. Purple sector 1 as I just mentioned, and sector 2. These are fresh tyres. These are now 5%. Round the final corner, just clipping that sleeping sausage on the left hand side. Crosses the line, 131.113, nearly 7/10 improvement. Dodos, it is Dodos. We look some bit of a go slow.
Sector 3.
He's burning, he is burning, he's flashing fuel, right? Must be running very, very low. Quite a slow sector 1, judging by his time. That's a lot of that curb. There's P7 with a 132.396. They were scrubbed tyres, so
Yeah, I was
definitely
gonna say,
improving
I
his second attempt. That's the last couple of drivers who were in the pits without a timer, just exiting onto their out lap now. Just on board with the Alpine of Roux and of Sector 1. Competitive Sector 1 time. They are scrubbed, these. They are on 10% already. Which by the end of this lap, looking at 13-14%. He runs really, really wide, and that's an invalidation. That's probably going to trigger the Alpine driver to come in and put on a fresh set of softs. Who is further ahead? Is that Sid? It is Sid. These are fresh. These are fresh tyres. So he's looking to have an early jump up the grid. It's probably going to be one and done, which I've heard he's good at. He's running out of time now as well. What we got? 6 minutes. So by the time he finishes this, and then to get back round in and out is going to be pushing for a little bit of time. To get rid of all of our HUD around the screen, apart from our little mini map where we can see invalidations, and we're right on board, putting the pressure on. All eyes can be on his hot lap. 24.2 in the first sector. It's not bad, it's not the best, but it's not bad at all. Again, as you go around sector 2 in China, swooping round. They lose a lot of time, carrying a lot of speed around that corner. A little bit too much the inside curve. It looked like the car wanted to start to slide. Maybe braking as you go up that small hill sector, and then picking your right point to get your power down and opening the car up. As you come around to the left hand side, and then it'll be full out. DRS will be triggered at this sign with it open on the back wing, and as much speed as you can before picking your braking point, all about the 100 mark. Get yourself turned in as tight as you can without taking too much, because the car will over rotate. And it's all about picking your corner in here, avoiding that left hand side, which he does nicely. Now we're set at 132.8.
Well, as I left you to commentate on that, Russell Bolt put in a P4 time. What a lovely toe down the back straight from his teammate.
Lovely, it's very nice to see.
Yes. Oh, Roux Masters invalidated again.
He has, and that was probably the No, they're 15%, so he didn't actually go in. So that means he must have got this and next somewhere.
It's down at 19%. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he must have got this and next. So he's got to come in. I think he might actually be out of fuel. So a couple of drivers now just going on their out laps. Probably looking at one last attempt to either cement their position or try and get them into Q3.
I'm trying to see how much time Remaster's got left, but because he's causing a constant yellow flag, we can't.
The app says 3 minutes now.
Yeah, because he's definitely out of fuel.
So it will be, for anyone that's out now, their last chance is to come in. Cedric is in the pits. He has retired in P11. We will lose Cedric. There was one attempt in Q2 on the soft compounds. He obviously thinks, oh, not going to improve on that time. And he has retired. So we will lose 4 more. Now, there's not a lot of improvements as it stands round the grid. They're all whites showing up on the app, so they're all over their time in the sectors.
Matt's just messaged me and said that he's going to be deleting his stream with that binage on it. I don't know what he's trying to say. It's almost as if he seems to think that there might be somebody who would maybe go on to stream and share it
There's
with
no
people.
point deleting it, mate. I've got it on here. We have got it all.
Well, then
on
I've just
the
lied to him
main
because I
screen.
said we never saw it, but that's because I wasn't on with him. I didn't realise you were in.
Everyone saw it.
Oh, well, that's good. Oh, well, at least I now know I can go back and watch the stream back later on. Good to know.
The editing department is already doing it. They're already doing their work.
Got false explosions and everything going on all around it. Speaking of false explosions, I'm just going to say this whilst we're coming towards the end of this qualifying. I'm usually not one for mainstream films, but I saw Fall Guy this week. Loved it.
Oh, yes. It was good, was it?
Absolutely loved it. Obviously, I'm so old, I remember watching the original on TV.
Yeah, I haven't. It does look good. By the trailers and etc. that I've seen, it does look good.
It's just silly little things that made me laugh. I mean, the bit that I laughed most at was just simply to do with a hotel key card and trying to get the door unlocked. And I've been there so many times myself, freaking, oh, fuck, and you've got to go back down to the lobby. So, yes, I found that quite funny. But, no, it's a good film.
J7 yet set a time. He is in the final sector. I'm now looking at Rue, who's coming into the last corner now. He has got 7 seconds. 5. He is not going to cross the line in time. He is not. He's in the pits. He knows he's not. That is that. J7 has to nail these couple of corners now. If he's got any chance of getting himself out of Q2 and into Q3, he needs to nail it. Keep away from your validation. He does. Is the time going to be good enough? P8. It is as it stands. So we've got Syrah coming down the back straight, closely followed by his teammate of Anfo. Both of these drivers looking to improve to get themselves out of Q. Syrah out as it stands. Anfo's in. But they could actually knock each other out.
Yes. There's only one of them potentially that's going to go through.
Oh, Syrah goes
Syrah.
too much. He catches it. Mine's going to hurt him. It goes P12. That means His teammate is safe and in. Does improve as Hound goes to new fastest, but Syrah caught that slide on the last corner. And that probably cost him quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he failed by 4/10, so I don't know if it would have cost him that much.
So we do lose Ringmaster Johnny, Cedric, TTM Syrah, and JT Blitz. Join us in a few and we will see the conclusion of qualifying around China. And see who can put it on pole. Welcome back, welcome back, well, welcome back. Q3. We are into the top 10 shootout. See who will be putting it in pole position for our race round China. I said, penultimate race of the season. We will go in on to round 15 next week. And that will be in, or around Silverstone. Quite a fitting race to finish, I think. Finish the end on F123 anyway. But then Silverstone could throw up a little bit of a mixture as well with weather, because we know that Silverstone can absolutely bucket it down.
It was leaked to me that season 5 is just going to be 47 rounds of Monaco. That's what I heard. I can't say how much truth there is to that, but just me that heard that. It must have been. Well, we have one more for the race. Vale has just joined. So Matt will not be starting from the back of the pack. Is that right? I believe that's right. I think that's right.
I don't know how that will work actually, because both technically haven't set a time. I think it was still put... Surely it was still put Vale at the back. So we are standing aboard with 9 towers. You might see some drivers cross the line a little bit before, but we'll start to see the real picture as drivers set their time. Most of these tyres, looking at the app, are scrubbed sets. You'll see the real ones as the rubber gets laid down. Normally, I mean, realistically, the out lap or the first attempt in the Q1, 2 or 3 is just looking at giving yourself a good banker to work off. And then you generally find times will start to get quicker on the second lap because there's a little bit of rubber laid down. You've got a little bit of warming up.
You said that, and I very nearly gave away something about today's qualifying at Monaco. And then I went, oh, no spoilers.
As new fast is obviously P1 on there as it stands. When he drove to post 132.3, I think that was slightly slower than his time in Q2, so there is more to come from these drivers. I think it's Razza, it is Razza.
Yep, he goes to the top with a 131.8.
Yep.
And it's JXCX. Thingy. Splits the two of them. Oh, Hound is invalidated. This is not good. Oh no, I beg your pardon. Oh no, it was Hound. Sorry, I get myself confused now.
He has invalidated. Yes, he has. So Mikey around the last corner now. Just get the tires back up.
Mikey goes to P1.
Yes, they are fresh. They were
I was
fresh.
going to say they must be new tyres. That's
Kenyan.
not.
Kenyans are fresh as well. P1 135. 130.571 is the fastest time of the session so far. Dodo's out lap. There's Ferrari coming in. Rusty Bolt was behind, so it will be Antfo. As Antfo goes P3, they were also fresh times. Dodo's is round in sector 2 now. Just starting. It says purple sector 1. It is a personal best. It is not the best of the session. On board with Dodo's. Oh, there's a little bit of a correction that's going to hurt his time slightly. Around the penultimate corner.
I was just about to say penultimate seems to be your favourite word tonight.
It's because I said this earlier. I don't know what I was doing. It came up, the word penultimate, somewhere. I think it might be watching football, and it came up somewhere. Why have we got a name for you know, it says, oh, this is the final lap. Why have we got a name for the second to final lap? It's weird.
I mean, do you want a so basically when you're saying penultimate lap, you're wanting a different name for the penultimate lap. So like a pre-penultimate lap then a
Well, yeah,
penultimate lap.
it's that. So why do we call it a penultimate lap, and when we call it a final lap, then why have we made a name up for just a standard lap? It's not the final lap; it's the second lap before the end.
I mean,
It was just one of those weird things. I just went. I don't know why. You know why there's a name made up for it. You know what was the reason?
It's
Someone said.
maybe in the heat of the moment, and they want people to know. Look, after this, it's the last lap, and saying penultimate is a lot quicker than going. And we're on to the last lap, but one. We're on the second.
Yeah, you
last
wanted the second
lap.
to last lap. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know. Could be.
So yeah, we're on the penultimate, pre-penultimate. It's just my head works.
I've got a good friend of mine, and he seems to fit the word effectively into every sentence. So effectively, what we're saying is, so effectively, and I'm just like, just tell me. I don't need the effects. Just tell me.
Yeah, I know a few people that do. Not that word specifically or anything like that, though. I know some that do. It always, at the end of the day, it always there's a sentence at that. That's the saying. It's always in a sentence somewhere. I think, how can you squeeze at the end of the day into your pretty much a lot of your sentences? I suppose it's just a brain function. It likes that word. I'm used to saying it too much.
It's like, well, no, we don't. No, we did have somebody in Fife. I don't think we do anymore. But yes, in my days we got up in Fife, every sentence ended with the word likes. So it was, and I had one mate that he always went. So I was doing it at the shops. You ken likes, and then I was walking through the park. You ken likes. I'm like, yeah, It's just everything's like you ken likes.
Right, so Hound, that was 131.089. So we're going to start seeing a lot of these drivers now coming out. Probably on... I'm assuming they've all probably got softs left. Like fresh. I'm being very conscious now of the words that I say because you've said that. To make sure I'm not repeating words. And because I said probably 2 times in a row, now I'm conscious of saying that anymore. Drivers leaving the pits.
I'll tell you
now.
what. I'll just stop listening to you. Does that make it easier for you?
Drivers leaving the pits now. They're all on the fresh sets they've got. The only person that's out will be Hound, but he's already round. This would be an in lap for him. I've got to work out who's next. Who's flying? I think it's Mikey. Mikey is flying. It wasn't a purple Sector 1. It is a personal best. He has improved in Sector 1. As it stands, he is over half a second away from Kenyon. Comes to the end of Sector 2. And he's improving again. That is 3.5 tenths up as it stands. Into that heavy braking zone. You've got to pick your point right here. Will be a massive time to lose if you get it wrong. And again, into that final corner. Took that fairly smooth. And it goes to P2. 37.06. Who's next? Is that Raza? Or is that one of the Williams boys? No, it's not. That is J7. It is J7, who is a second and a half up on his time, but he obviously set up 133 dead, so he needs a good improvement to try and dislodge McLarens and the Alfa Romeos, and he goes P3. That will be the end of his time. So let's go back down again. That is the Alpine of JXC, and then followed closely by Raza behind in the AlphaTauri. JXC crosses the line, P5. We go to Raza, crosses the line, P7. And there's a Williams, that is Night Owl, P8. So we go out to Kenyon. Slow in sector 1, purple in sector 2. On balance, it looks like he's not improving. Sector 3 is a big must for him. He's had a moment coming around the final corner. He doesn't improve.
Dodos is just coming up to the last corner now.
Anfo crosses the line, stays P10. We go to Dodos. What can Mercedes driver do? Goes P2. Mikey is in. Mikey will be in. So that will conclude qualifying round China. We will see our current league leader. PR Kenyon is leading the way. He's on pole position, followed by Dodos. Mr. Saturday in P2. And Mikey will finish off the top 3. J7 in P4. Hound in P5. Then it'll be JXC in the Alpine in P6. Rusty Bolt P7. Raza in a Williams Sandwich in P8. Night Owl in P9. And Anfo taking up the last position in P10. Then we're going to have probably a 5-minute break before the drivers get a go ahead. And we'll be back for our race round China. Welcome back. You join us just as the drivers are starting their formation lap. Looking very, very cloudy. What we do while they're going around, we just have a look at the tyre strategies. The top 10 are all on hards, with a small little cluster from P11 down to P14 on the mediums, and then 15, 16 and 17 on the hard. So it's a very hard dominated track.
I thought you were going to see 15, 16, 17 on the softs, and I was like, what?
No. Most in favour of the hard compounds. Let's have a look, see what the app is saying. So I say it is looking cloudy. There's 35%. So he was told there was no rain, but it wouldn't be the first time that the game dishes out some dodgy information. So it is seeing 35%. That is a cloud that you're seeing above. I will keep an eye on it. It may stay around there. It might just be cloud cover. But we shall see. Comms are obviously wishing for probably a little bit of a rain, I'm sure.
In answer to a question, Matt did get to start ahead of Vale.
Yes.
Now, we could pretend ourselves that we'll remember this next time, but we won't.
Nah, it'll probably be new next game, to be fair.
Yeah. Right, well, I'll go on board with Vale and just see what's happening from the back.
Just a note on the weather. It was 35 at the start of formation lap. It is now 37%.
Ooh.
So we have a 2% increase. It's going in the direction of potential rain. It's getting more and more likely as it stands. But will we see it or will we not? Time will tell. We're just on board now with Kenyon as he's just lined up into his pit or his grid spot. Poodling. So we'll stay on board. I'm going to sit. Hopefully, yes, Dodos has given us a nice view as the drivers are lining up. The last driver is lined up. The green flags are being waved. The track is clear.
Everybody
Lights,
hit their
one,
red slots.
2, 3, 4 and 5. It is round 14. Round China is underway. Kenyon stays comfortably ahead. Dodo slots in. Everyone is around there. J7 is side by side with Hound.
Oh, Matt's already slid off the track.
We do have, yeah, we have the yellows around there. Then there's people as we go around this.
Yep, he's got going again.
Really tight turn one that you just side by side. People are trying to get in, squeeze into the gaps that are appearing as we go. Jono, Jono is absolutely rear-ended. I think that was Syrah. I'm not sure.
Well, all I know is I just saw yellow flags. Dodos has dropped down to last position from P2.
No one's picked up any damage there. It looked like Jono absolutely ploughed into the back of one of those Aston drivers. Doesn't say he's got... Cedric's got front wing damage.
Again.
Cedric's got... Cedric's round. Cedric's round.
Sorry.
He has front wing damage. Trying to stay on board with him. It looks like he's missing the right end plate as he was off into the small runoff area. He is plummeted down into P17. Kenyon building up 0.8 gap ahead.
It's his right end plate.
We've now got the Alpine and the Williams are going side by side. That is JXC and Night Owl. There's a little bit of a tag on the inside of Night Owl's wheel. They do come away from each other, but that could have potentially been devastating for both drivers. JXC tries to go around the outside. Night Owl sitting in the middle is not letting him pass. Is there grip round the outside, or is the inside more? Inside looks like it's the better line at the moment.
I think you must be now about Jono, who's in for a new wing.
Jono and Cedric should be. Yep.
Yes, Cedric is as well.
I wonder if was it them that had a little bit of a coming together. I didn't see any damage from Jono after the rear ended of the Aston, or he definitely hit them, but he picked up no damage from that, so it might have been later on. But this pit stop for both of them is going to be absolutely... It's going to be a killer for him, as Cedric is just leaving the pits now. The driver in P1 and Kenyon is coming into the start of sector 3. DRS will be enabled after this lap. Those drivers looking to build themselves a little bit of a gap. JXC has got a just out of DRS. He's now just dropped in.
So the biggest gainer so far is Vale, who's climbed 6 places from starting at the back of the grid. Bolt's had a decent start as well. He's up 2, as is Hound.
As Mikey is now eating away 0.4. We're up to 39%. It's looking darker as we go. Our fastest laps are all triggering as they're all following each other in unison.
Dodos has disposed of Anthel, but he's got a bit of a gap to then get onto the back of Matt.
Oh, Mikey gains a lot in that turn 1. As it looks like Kenyon likes to take a little bit of a different line compared to the other drivers, and that leaves the gap quite open as Mikey is really now on the gearbox of Kenyon, looking to use that DRS definitely down that back straight. I believe there's we've got 2 DRSs down here. You've got the long one down the back straight which we're approaching, and you've also got the one past the start finish line.
Yep, Kenyon's just trying to break away from this following group, but Mikey's managing to just stay in touch at the moment.
He is a little, Mikey is a little bit of ERS then to try and get himself. He's got Hound for company as well. He's also going to be applying the pressure, but they are going to close that gap down to virtually nothing as Kenyon doesn't have any DRS. Hound absolutely flying. He's on the right on the back of the Alfa Romeo driver now. So he picks up a very, very early free. Here goes Hound. He's run behind on the Alfa Romeo, looking to take the inside line. They are side by side into turn 1 and 2. Kenyon sitting down, and Hound makes a brilliant move round in the inside and slots himself. It's good driving from the pair. It was a great move.
Yep.
Dodos is very, very close to Antho now.
Yeah, he was past Anthel, but Anthel appears to have got back past him again, so they're currently swapping positions.
So we have DRS all the way from P1 down to P11. As Vale has been put into a Red Bull, but his points, or any points, will be allocated to a Haas. Oh, who is that round? Who's that? Is that Rusted Bolt? Oh, no, it is Rusted Bolt.
Yes, it is. Yep. That's a shame. He had a good start to the race.
As Matt gets up past Rusted Bolt, he will definitely claiming that as an overtake.
I would.
Kenyon is down into P2. Hound takes the lead on lap 4, just going on to lap 5. Can Kenyon try and fight back into this next DRS sector? Oh, that's rain. We have rain is dropping.
Oh, there's just been
rain
a collision
is
at the
dropping.
back there. I think Rusted Bolts. Not sure who went into the back of who there.
Not
but
sure.
I think there was.
He's letting Dodos pass. That might be a sign of his admittance in a way.
Yep, there definitely was contact, but I flicked on it just too late to work out who had done what to whom.
So the rain now falling down. We are up to 49%.
I can't believe Matt lied to us all.
Absolute shocking weather reporter.
See, that DNF and quality, that was karma. That's what that was.
Just as useful as those bloody wheels on that Ferrari.
I know. Oh, I'm watching Dodo's literally drifting it. I was just going to say these hard runners will be cursing this rain.
So, who's going to make the first call?
It depends. It doesn't look that heavy though, really.
It doesn't. Are we going to have one of these races where it rains, but it's not actually going to affect the strategy? As Kenyon retakes the lead as Hound is looking for a little bit of a flip-flop. He gets the flip-flop done, and is he going to be side by side with Kenyon into the final corner? He is. They do go side by side. There's a little bit of a nudge. It pushes Hound wide. Kenyon gets the DRS again. There was definitely elbows.
I will say this about your Max, glad he turned traction control back to full again.
Did he actually turn it on?
I think so. I
Oh,
believe,
so
well,
because
he's
of
not crashed out yet, so I'm assuming he must have done.
So it does look
Hey.
like it's getting heavier, 51% now.
Yeah. Look, I stuck to my word. I was nice to Matt for the first 5 minutes. So, you know, now I can have at it.
There's ripples on the ground. It means the rain is getting heavier. Normally an indicator that it's going to start changing very soon. There's some damp patches and some puddles starting to form.
Oh, we've got yellows.
Is that that's Jono in the pits? It was trooping with the yellows for.
Oh,
We're
right,
now
okay.
getting missed as well. It will be any time now, unless we've missed it, the DRS will be deactivated. I'm sure of it now, as Mist is getting kicked up from the car.
Yep,
Track is looking
Jono's
so damp
come in.
now.
Yep, Jono is the first to change.
It's got to be Inters, isn't it? It's got to be Inters now.
Yes, it is Inters.
DRS is still active. Not sure how the DRS is still active.
I think what happens is to press a button and it opens a wing on the back of the car. Is that what you mean?
Not if you're Max Verstappen, you keep slapping it.
Yes, that's... No,
We
I
are
really
going to
see
see
the
it.
leaders coming in.
There we go. Perfectly
everybody's
timed.
coming
We've
in.
got J7 stays out. It's now going to be... Oh, who is that? Anyone picking up? It's a dodgy old time. Everyone braking early. The no seconds being picked up. It's not. There's everyone looking for those intermediate tyres now. Who will be coming out ahead? It will be Hound will be out ahead, followed very closely by Kenyon. Anyone stayed out? Rue and J7. They stayed out. Percentages going up. Is that just to avoid double
Cedric has
stackers?
stayed out.
Oh my god, that man is brave.
Crazy.
Maybe he knows something that his engineers has told him otherwise, but it's sitting about 50%. Maybe it's going to stop.
I mean, it does look very wet, I've got to say.
Yeah, those mediums are not. Oh no, get it online. Same as Jono behind. Even on the Inters have struggled out that corner. Cedric, you've got to come in, my man. He is coming in.
So that leaves, what, Remaster and J7.
J7, yep. J7's going to lose time though.
Yeah. Remaster's losing places.
Yeah, you just...
Yeah.
On the hard compounds, you're just an absolute sitting duck. J7's car is just not stopping going round.
Oh, Remaster's in the wall. Oh, he's
Has
lost
he
his wing, but-
survived? Get
Yes,
yourself
he has.
going, Rue. J7 is in. Rue's car is slowly moving now. He is. It's going to be horrendous. You will see now as on board. Keep an eye on J7's losses. Only just entered the pit, so he's probably going to lose about 5 to 7 seconds for staying out that extra lap, I think. He was originally
I think he was
P4,
P3,
P5? Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Oh,
something
was he
like that.
that?
Yeah, they was all quite close. They was all within DRS there. So now he's coming out the pit into P9. Oh, who is that?
Brewmaster
Brew,
just
what?
missed the pit entry. He's no front wing and
no.
he's having to do like a 20-point turn.
Has he done a Hamilton?
Yep, he has.
Absolutely.
I don't know if he's maybe just given himself rear wing damage as well, because he flouted the wall when he was trying to turn around. Oh, it should tell you on your app, I would assume.
Yep, I'm just checking it. It's just gone to sleep.
Okay.
That's why I don't pay attention to it sometimes. Yeah. It looks okay. No damage showing up now because the front wing's
It was
been
maybe just the rear
changed.
tyre that hit it. Yeah, they
Oh.
just changed the front wing, so...
It will tell me
Gosh.
after he comes out because it's telling me he's coming out of the pits now. So
just exiting now, yeah. So yes, J7 drops down to 9th.
Hound doing a good job. 1.5 away from Kenyon as well. Is Hound a little bit better in the wet than Kenyon? Early signs say yes. I mean, ERS wise,
Hound's actually
Hound
got way
is
more
actually
than Kenya.
way more. Absolutely. JXC doing a good job up into P3. There is no damage on the grid now. So it must have just been a rear wheel.
Yeah.
And then Night Owl 1.5 away from Raza in P5. The weather sitting around a 53% mark, so looks like this is going to be here to stay for a little while. Raza, Mikey and JX close. Raza and Mikey are closer than they are to JX. No DRS now, so it's just pure exit and ERS, which as it stands Raza has less than what Mikey does.
Bale is doing well as well, starting up in P7, because we all know that Bale does not like the rain.
No, he doesn't. He's had a good 9 laps of the start of this race anyway. JX just trying to get a little bit closer. You're not going to get that close without the assistance of the DRS, especially not in the wet. DRS can be useful, but using it all down that straight will absolutely kill it, as we now have a new yellow flag going on. That is Jono round in sector 2. He is going again. I think it's just oversteer on the car coming round.
Trying to work out, because Kenyon had the gap back down to 2nd, and then it's went back up to 1.4.
Yeah, I think that's Kenyon's turn 1. That whole one. He seems to take a little bit of a different line, and he seems to lose time. He's good at the rest of the track, but that bit he just seems to lose time. He goes a lot deeper, it feels. I noticed it when Mikey was chasing him. Mikey was like 0.67 away, and then by the end of that turn he was 0.2. Might just be his preferred line through that. We've got the bottom 3 are all on penalties. That is 3 seconds apiece for the bottom 3. As yet Kenyon is just trying to stay there. He's got no pressure reel from behind. He's not really applying too much pressure to P1. So Raza, it seems like a little bit more of a train at the moment. They're just feeding off each other's slipstream. Oh, it looked like Mikey nearly lost control of his Alfa Romeo then. It went sideways. It has gone sideways.
Yep. Some low Raza through on all. They're still
Oh,
battling.
and Mikey's cut him off, it looked like. Raza is round. It is on stream there. Mikey had a little bit of a too much power down. The car started to go sideways. He rescued it, but it let Razza come completely alongside. And 2 did not become 1 in that corner.
Alright, Scary Spice. Oh,
We now
yeah,
have, is that Jono again? It is Jono again. He's not having fun on these intermediates at all. Letting Cedric gain closer. Then Cedric is being quite close to being blue flagged.
Yeah. Predict maybe 3 laps. 3 laps, so he might be getting blue flagged.
I think he's probably going to be by the end of this next lap. Speed difference. That is another one. Is that? There's another one.
Again.
It's another Hamilton. People really overshooting this pit.
Yeah.
So let's have a look on board of now. Kenya's 1.2 away. It takes a different line, I feel. The rest seem to hug it quite tight. He seems to take this wider bit around this final little bit. Seems to have kept it a little bit tighter than he's actually gained. And went a little bit wide on the exit there. Down to 0.9. Is that J7 and Nightowl having a battle? The Red Bull and the Williams side by side. J7 getting his car ahead and Nightowl slotting just behind. Look at that spray coming off the back. Up to Hounds. He's getting. Seems to be under a lot more pressure this lap from Kenyon. He's had a bit of a correction of the car. He's gone wider. Might open the door a little bit more for Kenyon to attack on this lap as they drop in. Still 1.4 for JXC. He's doing a good job to stay as close as he can to these guys. Mikey's is 4.1 behind.
Now, I am right in saying that Dodos runs no line as well, doesn't he? Is that right?
I know he does often race with no line, if not all the time now.
I'm just thinking because I'm like, it's not made up as much ground as I expected, but then if you try to run no line, like in this, because I don't think he's got any other assists that he uses.
No,
it must
he
be a
is nothing.
bit of a nightmare.
I will be able to tell you, Dodos, if it says on here. Yep, assist, his name is completely blank, so
Yeah, so
there is no assists. It doesn't tell you line on this app though, but it normally just tells you traction and ABS. But he's a pro.
absolutely. That's why I signed him.
Mm.
I'm just hoping for a dry race tomorrow night now.
I mean, there is no stream tomorrow, but you're more than welcome to still join the lobby and spectate without streaming. You could always do that if you wanted to. This Rusted Bolt is now extremely close to Anfo. Absolute neutralizer the rain has been. It's a very mixed field. Poor Dodo's is absolutely Tokyo drifting around these corners now. His
Yeah,
Mercedes
I
is
noticed
sideways.
that earlier on.
Don't know how he keeps it. Oh, Alpine's gone. 2 of them gone in synchronization. I'm not sure what happened there. I don't think there was any contact. I just think they went.
I was on board with Rusty Bolt just as he started pirouetting.
Because there was a little bit of a gap. I just think they both went, it looked like. It looked like it was an absolute split second of like synchronized. Anfo has picked up front wing damage. You must have just clipped the wall.
Yep, he's coming out the pit, so he's got no front wing. He has successfully negotiated a pit entry though. Well done.
Well done indeed. We are down to 47%, so the percentage is going down now. As we do see Hound. We can see Sid's Haas in distance. Oh, we have a safety
Jono's
car.
gone. Jono's gone. He's gone.
This is saved Sid, I think, as well from being that.
Yep.
Where it just slows you down being the back marker. Cedric gets a driver in penalty for speeding under. His race is going from bad to worse. Let's have a look. What are the drivers going to do? I mean, it's raining.
I know. I was just going to say. I wonder what the leaders will do.
Cedric's coming in. The leader's coming in as well.
Yep.
I think you'll find that they're just going on to some fresh inters, which will see him towards the end of the race comfortably. Everyone is in. So Cedric is leading, but he should be allowed to. He should be able to go past his safety car and Hound pick it up. Not sure why Hound's done that. Hound's just
because that now means
Cedric's gone off.
Yeah, well that surely means that Sid wouldn't be allowed to pass it. Or is he's just letting everybody by, is he?
He's staying off track, so it will give everyone the option to go past, but it's still going to keep him a lap down now. He won't be able to unlap himself.
He's maybe thinking with his drive-through anyway, but I did wonder why he didn't go.
Unless it didn't give him the option. Maybe it gave him the option that he was leading. You don't know how this game works sometimes. I never do. In theory, it should let him go past, but...
Yeah.
Where I'm just safety car. I will be back in 1 moment.
No problem. So... Oh, Brewmaster is not on fresh inters, I've just noticed. Everybody else on fresh inters, Brewmasters, are 7 laps old. So I wonder why he chose not to... I didn't actually notice if he came in the pits or not. So Hound will be cursing the safety car because he did have quite a comfortable lead over Kenyon. As for everybody else I think will be quite happy.
I am back.
I was just pointing out to the good listeners that everybody's on fresh inters other than Brewmaster, who's on 7-lap old inters. Which has confused me a tad.
Where is he?
He's
That
just
him
ahead
on
of
the back?
Sid. So, unless he was stayed out another lap so he didn't get lapped, I don't know. But
Maybe we're about to see. I think he's just about to. No, looks like he's staying out.
no, he's stayed out again. Strange calls tonight.
I mean, the Inters don't degrade anywhere near the
Mhm.
rate of the
No, but I mean, I-
dry compound, but they will feel a little bit different. Maybe he's thinking the rain's going to end soon. I don't know. It is going down. We're on 38% now, so it's going down like 10% in the last few minutes.
Yes, I was also saying that Hound will not be happy with this safety car because he did have a reasonably comfortable lead, whereas everybody else will be quite pleased about it.
Safety car should be in this lap, I would have thought, even with Ruby and there on the grid in sector 2. Well, maybe, I don't know. It's going to be a late. Are we going to see another lap? May well do, looking at it. Unless it's extremely late, but... No, it looks like another lap. It's deemed a route too far away.
Sid is in fact asking the question, why did Hound overtake me there? I was just about to go past the safety car.
Don't know. It was definitely a weird one. Yeah, it was definitely a weird one there. Not sure why. We was expecting you to drive past the safety car and Hound pick it up.
Brewmaster has finally come into the pits.
So has
Antho.
Antho, but he's put on the mediums. Are these drivers being told something we
Brewmaster's
are
done the
not?
same. Brewmaster's on mediums too.
35%, but it is still raining.
Yes, it's still pretty heavy.
This is the gamble that I mean, it's a gamble, and it may pay off, but we've definitely seen it pay off before.
I mean, how much time are you going to lose on this opening lap?
Where did we see it last time? Singapore, we've done it exactly the
Yeah.
same scenario. It was raining and some made the call and then changed their mind and pitted again. Some stayed on the strategy that they went for, and it did come true. I mean, and it was rude. Well, he was one of the drivers that done it last time. Safety car is in this lap. We still have rain going, but we've got 2 drivers on the medium compounds. If it starts to stop any second now, it could be a little bit of a master stroke, but still got to wait for that track to dry. 33% down on the forecast. Hound backing up this pack early on as the safety car is bombing down this back straight. Remember, the track won't go green until that safety car is in. Safety car is in now. Kenyon is close by. He might keep it until that hairpin. And he has gone. He's gone. Most of the drivers are aware of it, but it does cause that heavy braking early into the chance, well, any chance of keeping up with his safety car. Probably quite a clever place to do it from Hounds. Let's have a look at these mediums. Keep an eye on them. They are running.
Yep.
Cedric is down in P16, but unfortunately he's a lap down as well, as he is now going in to serve his drive-through.
Antho has been absolutely left standing.
Yeah, those. I think it was a gamble from him, and it really. Yeah, it's not going to pay off at all. I think the gamble is when it stops raining, you may be able to sneak in a lap.
He's 5 seconds down. He's still in sector 1. 6 seconds down.
Definitely going to hurt their race. By the time this track goes dry, they're going to have far too much damage. Would have been done. I think 7 seconds, 7.9, 8 seconds. Still raining as well. We are losing, or we are going down on the forecast, but it is still raining. We have 11 laps remaining of this race. I have 11 laps remaining of the laps.
And they're struggling so hard to keep that car in a straight line.
That's Rue's gone. Front wing
Rue
damage as well.
Yeah.
That is a VSC. The mediums were not the right call. Race. The track is green again. Rue will be coming in.
Antho couldn't get it stopped at the end of the straight.
Carry too much speed. Kenyon and JXC side by side. JXC having got good grip coming out on the exit. They've absolutely dropped the likes of Mikey and Vale, this top three. JXC diving down the inside. There's contact on the side of Kenyon.
So I kept a close eye on it. 14 seconds in one lap Antho lost.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Rumas has retired in the pits.
Yep. I mean, some of these inter guys are struggling to get it around corners.
Yeah. Dodos is up into P10, overtaking JT Blitz. A recovery drive from the Mercedes driver. That is Cedric. He has overtaken.
Blitz has come into the pits. Has he got to change on to...
It has stopped raining now. But the track is still very, very wet. I honestly...
Yep, it's just a change of tyres for
out.
Blitz. He
That's
goes up mediums.
So will we now see Antho trying to make a little bit of ground, but the problem is that the damage is done is 28 seconds off this pace of the nearest driver anyway. 8 seconds off of Blitz. Blitz is 24 seconds off of PRL Matt, who's still on the inters. These guys will pit, but I still think the inters are going to be the favourite tyre for grip at the moment. There's still too much mist coming off of these cars. I mean, surely these guys are looking at staying out probably another lap or so, and then looking at softs towards the, well, to finish off this race.
Oh, we'll see. Hound's just going along the back straight now. See what he does as he turns up towards the final corner.
Cedric is now, yeah, I mean, that shows you. Sid up past Blitz as well, who was pitted for those fresh mediums. Far superior intermediates.
So everybody's staying out for another lap.
Yeah, it's damp.
Moist.
Lovely moist. Yeah, Sid has absolutely blitzed past Blitz. I'm throwing him out there tonight, Trev.
You are. I guess this could all come. J7BP, the back end of that Red Bull was sliding all over the place.
There's a problem now for Vale and J7. Problem being, if they want to pit, they are going to double stack, or they do a lap separate.
It's now the big call is going to be who comes in to change, who's going to be first to roll the dice.
None of them signalling to pit at the moment. We can keep an eye on their dashes.
Yeah. Hound's continuing to keep that second gap to the second place car.
As Vale goes down the inside of Mikey. Mikey keeps his car ahead. Vale tries to get down the inside. He's better on the power as it stands. Mikey's ahead. It's another lap.
Kenyon thought about a switcheroo on Jax, but decided against it. That was in the penultimate corner, the hairpin. Moby wants to try and dispose of him if he can.
Razza is in. Keep an eye on those tyres. They will probably be going to softs now. It's the only thing you've got to. If you've got a mini locker, they go on now. Razza's gone on to mediums. Surely I thought it would have been the softs.
Unless he maybe thought he didn't have a set.
Caution, second one. Yellows. That's probably coming out of a very wet pit exit. So, as we have it, the track is still wet. Still far too wet, I think, for any ground to be made up at the moment on those dry compounds.
Yeah, because Sid's still making time up on Anfield.
Yeah, he's making about 2 seconds. Probably more than that, 2-3 seconds a lap. So as we go around, it will be triggering the lap 23 of 28. Track's still damp. Forecast is going down. We're under 20% now, but the track's taking a long time to dry. Longer than what the rest of the grids, or definitely the guys down in P12, 13 and 14 have probably wished.
I think those that are still in it, unless it dramatically dries, I think they're just going to stay out on them.
Yep. Some tracks dry incredibly quick, like within a lap. We've definitely seen it before on comms, but China seems to hang on to it, and that is Antho. It is Antho. He is round those medium cars. Too hard to handle round this slippery, moist track.
Oh, stop now, please. You just made my tinkle fizz.
Absolute word porn, that is. Track is green again.
Jax is closed right up on the back of Hound. However, Hound has got significantly more ERS.
Yeah, Kenya's there as well. You're not going to get rid of them. It's just not drying up at all at the moment, this track. Kenyan down with no ERS. JXC doing exactly the same. Down to level pegging both of these drivers.
Oh, he's nearly away again. I was just going to say, I'm keeping an eye on Cedric's time, and it's like every time you glance at it, it's 3/10, another 3/10, 4/10, half a second. Yep, Anthos come into the pits. I'm going to assume he maybe doesn't have a front wing. Or he's got damage.
No, it's okay.
Alright. I just thought the way the car wasn't handling there that it must be, but maybe he's going to cut his losses and go back to the inters.
I mean, yeah, this track is not drying, it is holding on to it. Like, I've never ever seen it. And they might have a little bit more grip than mediums, but the mist coming off of these cars is still far too much. No, there is no haze. Shizu, he's decided, I think, to cut his losses with F123.
I did see that he said after his Turn 1 escapade last Sunday that he had uninstalled it, but I wasn't sure whether he was joking or not.
No, I generally think he had done. I think it was at the end of his tether. So Antho, sorry, Cedric now is only 20.7 off of Antho. Keep an eye on that time, if that's going to come down on those softs ahead.
We've got yellows again. I mean, yeah, I'm sitting on board with Anto. I'd say he's got a bit more grip, but it's still very dicey.
Absolutely, Cedric is still gaining, is now onto 19.5. So you're probably looking at the moment second at least for Cedric gaining.
We've got Pitters, Night Owls in the pits.
I mean, it's getting, the track looks like it's getting drier. There's still mist coming off the tyres. There's still damp. It still looks damp. It still looks wet.
Yep, it's a set of softs for Night Owl as well.
See, I agree with that gamble that he's making now, because there's a chance now that it could get dry towards the end. It's a long old lap round here. That's Blitz, I believe. Just the yellow flags. He's pulling over to the side.
Yep.
Cedric's still gaining on Ampho now. We're up to 19.
It's
tethering on the edge, isn't it now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If anything, it might actually be swaying slowly in favour, depending on what corner you're on. DRS enabled, so it is declared a dry race. It might be a good gamble from Night Owl. Will we see the others come in, or are they just going to stick out with it now with the remaining laps?
I mean,
it's a long lap.
Whatever Hound does is what everybody else will do. You're not going to make up like pit stop worth of time over 3 laps.
Hound in. The others are staying out. Kenyan and JX are staying out. There is still a miss coming out. Cedric is actually eating away a little bit more time on those soft compounds. It's a dry race, but are the intermediates a little bit favourable?
I think Hound has perhaps just gifted the championship to Kenyan.
It's down to 14, so it is going away, but there's just, looking at the track, there's damp spots around, there's patches. They're not going away, and they're all there on the corners. Ampho struggling with on those softs. I will say there's no more 15. No more mist coming off the back of the cars anymore.
I mean,
Might have
Night
now.
Owl's got 33 seconds to make up in 3 laps. So, yeah.
I think if you're Kenyon and JX now, you've just got to stick to your guns.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just going to come out behind them.
I mean, of the front runners, Hound was the only one that chose to pit.
Keep an eye on Hounds to a Rusted Bolt. Oh, is that Anfo or Syrah? That must be Anfo. Yep. Still not having a great time on them. Hound's just coming around the corner onto the straight now. Kenyon and JXC on to the final corner. Triggering lap 27 to 28. 2 remaining.
Yeah, when I said 33 seconds, I'd actually must be looking at Night Owl's time. But yeah, Hounds, if anything, he's going to make up 2 seconds a lap.
Yep.
But there's not enough time.
Got it now. Cedric's onto softs as well. Got half the grid onto the dry compound. Oh, JXC is J7BP. Sorry, has left the session. It's just slow moving cars and it's the yellows. It's now all about, for me, the fight for P1 between JXC, the reservist, who's reserved quite a few races recently, putting an absolutely brilliant performance so far. Shows some real strong pace around here.
Hound's getting caught behind traffic in the worst part of the track as well. Oh.
This Hound is absolutely flying up now. Cutting down the inside. Using those extra grip that these softs have got now. Absolutely flying past Dodos. Then comes up to the back of J7. It's just no fight in that now. Those softs are far superior. But he now has, on the last lap,
12 seconds to make
12
up.
seconds.
Yep.
He's got absolutely loads. He's got 7 seconds to make up just to get Mikey in P4. Even with softs compared to the intermediates, that's still quite a big ask. Mikey and Vale just use each other. Just need to get away. These guys are surely going to be happy with just staying away from this Ferrari driver. J7 is struggling a little bit now after rejoining. Let's have a look. Let's go back to the top. We've got a battle for P1. Both drivers. Kenyon's slightly more ERS. He's opening up. He's going to use it all down this back straight. J7 needs to use it all for defending. Kenyon's going to get DRS though, and it looks like it's going to be a very, very powerful as J7 moves out into the inside. Kenyon trying to go around the outside. J7 hanging his car around there. There's a little bit of contact between the pair. Kenyon will get down, power down in that McLaren a little bit more than the Alpine as JXC trying to go around the inside again. Kenyon will take the win in China. Vale comes up into P3, Mikey P4, and Hound was only marginally behind, taking the fastest lap.
Yep, 4 seconds off the lead.
J7 goes up to P7, Syrah P8, Rusted Bolt P9, and Night Owl taking that Williams and taking P10. Map P11, Raza Gamer will be P12 as JT Blitz Anfo and Syrah will take the checker flag as back markers.
Full credit to Cedric for sticking it out. It was a long
Yeah,
race
looked
for
like
him.
an absolute horrible race. But yes, he will cross the line.
All will be confirmed afterwards, but I am fairly certain in my arithmetic that that means that Kenyon takes his 4th consecutive title.
Vale, driver of the day, starting from the back of the grid and ending up on the podium. That's probably quite hard to argue against. Again, he does not pick up the points for the Red Bull. They will be awarded to the Haas on their charge to finish strongly in the Constructors. So there you have it. We will run through the finishing grid positions. Kenyon takes P1 in the McLaren, followed by a great race from JXC from P6 on the grid up to P2. Vale, as we just mentioned, from P17 into P3. Mikey is down into P4. Hound, after that late change onto the soft compound tyres, stays P5 after starting P5. Dodo's P6, J7, P7, Syrah up into P8, Rusted Bolt and Night Owl down into P9 and 10. Matt up to P11 from P16 on the grid, Razagamer down to P12, JC Blitz P13, Adfo P14, Cedric P15, Remaster P16, and a DNF from Remaster and Jono.
And I have the race director.
Thank you very much.
Because I'm nice like that. Right. So, I may have just looked at the race director, but guess what I've just noticed? I never started my stream. See, this is what happens when I'm in a first like 3-4 week comms layoff. That's what I do. Oh well.
I'm sure if the drivers need it, they know full well to go and get that information from the race director.
Exactly. Let's blame them, not me.
So thank you very much for joining us. So it was quite an enjoyable race. I would say please join us tomorrow, but unfortunately there will be no stream tomorrow. Myself and Cedric are both birthdays. So yeah, we won't be able to stream it unfortunately, but please join us again next Saturday for the final race of F1 23. We will be around Silverstone and it will be recorded. It will be streamed both nights next week. That's a promise. For the final race of F1 23 and Season 4. So please join us then and we shall see you soon.
Bye now.